What's up, my loves and fellow creatives? Hey, hey, hey. I see y'all in the comments. Let's give it a quick little moment. I think Coach Q was with us for just a moment and then it cut off, so I want to make sure she has an opportunity to join back in. Yes, thank you all for the likes before we even got started. That's how I know y'all are ready for this thing. Let me know if you can hear me. Three queens and kings bling. What's going on with you? Coach Deshanta, Coach Sharon, Felicia, hey love. Cheyenne, is that, let me know if I'm saying your name incorrectly and I will definitely correct it. LaShawn, what's good? Hey Dawn. Wateria, hey love. Natanya, what's up? Natanya's doing her thing over in SoPro Academy too. As she's learning, she's teaching, and she's doing a phenomenal job. All right, y'all can hear? Good deal. Let me add my girl Q on. I see that pretty face. Hold on.
Hey, good evening, everyone.
Make sure my microphone's working.
Can you hear me?
Hold on a second, Q. Let me make sure I can hear you. All right. Let's see if that's working now.
LaShawn says she hears me. So can you hear me, Shanon?
Yep, now I can hear you. It was on my end.
Okay.
I have this monitor, my external monitor, whenever I plug it in, it likes to steal the sound and then it doesn't play it. So then I don't know what to do with it at that point.
Gotcha.
Technology, I tell you. Okay, so they can hear the both of us. Awesome. So I'm going to take this video down for a moment. Well, I guess it does quickly demonstrate, because y'all know we'll do a lot of things quick over here on the Innate Lab and Innate Academy side. We like to give you thorough education, and sometimes that means it's going to be some long videos. All right. We are going to show you, this is a quick representation of the Automizer for the crew neck sweatshirt. Well, by popular demand, Coach Q and I have brought you all a t-shirt version of it. So we're going to show that off tonight and show you where you can purchase that, okay? But just giving you an idea of how all that good stuff works. Now, you're going to be doing cut and sew. So this little video here shows the buddy system, which some of you were asking about today. And yes, it does help with cut and sew also, especially if you have a small press, because you're able to press those larger and longer pieces of fabric with a continuous surface, right? So if y'all have questions about that, save those for the end, because we want to get into the actual Automizer. So let me close this video down for a moment. All right, and before we get into the meat and potatoes, I want to first of all, just go ahead and introduce you to the lady herself, who's been putting in all this work and all this energy into building an academy just to teach you all how to sew. Can we give it up for Coach Q? Woo!
Oh my goodness.
We got to give it up. We got to give it up, because I have not seen anybody else willing to teach us, especially in the capacity that you do, for sub, cut, and sew. Yes, yes. Good deal. Yep, Erica Kane saying clap it up. That's your Coach E talking about clap it up. All right. So, Q, would you like to give us a background for what you're doing and why you're doing it?
Sure. Since you like to put me on the spot every time, I don't know why I'm not ever prepared. I'm not ever prepared for this, but I'm Coach Q. I've been sewing for several years, and I noticed within the sublimation community, a lot of the sewing was just your standard t-shirts and maybe hoodies. There wasn't really much variety to what was going on. And I was like, hey, I sew. Let's do some different things. So um, the story behind it all was just being able to bring different things to the community and not have to always have that substrate available for purchase. And I want to do it in a way that even if you haven't sewn before, I want to bring projects that are beginner ready, that anybody can hop on the sewing train and do. So, all of our projects, we're not going to delve into anything really complex because at the end of the day, time is money. So, we're not going to be doing any cut and sew prom dresses or anything crazy like that, but we'll definitely keep the projects different and unique and keep you having different things that you can offer to your customers. And that's kind of the story of why decided to start the Sew Pro Academy, is just to introduce people who had never sewn before, that had an interest of adding these different items to their business, to introduce them to sewing and showing how easily it can be done.
Excellent. See, when you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. That was perfect.
Whatever,
That's
whatever,
exactly
Shannon.
what the
Put me on
people
the
needed
spot.
to hear. And I love it. We had Coach Toya and Ashley on earlier trying to be shy on this YouTube bitch. But yeah, y'all, if one thing I do, I'm gonna put y'all out there and let folks know how proud I am of you all. So I'm extremely proud of the Skill Pro Academy and everything that you are already doing to bring to the community, and what I see it growing into. So yes, Natanya is giving you the heads up right now. Just don't ask Coach Q to sew anything for you. She already knows. She letting y'all know too.
I
Yes,
can
the
teach you,
customer love. There you go.
but I won't sew for you. But I'll definitely teach you. I'll hold your hand. You can inbox me. We can work together, but I'm not going to do it for you.
Exactly, exactly. So and that's our philosophy here over at Innate Academy and Innate Lab as well. I would much rather teach you to fish than to sell you each fish, because although I can get rich selling fish, it won't be enriching to me. The point that I think that a lot of us who are really in this to help people is, helping people is the true reward. And then when you do something you love to do, the money's going to come. So we're not worried about that as much as we are about developing innovative resources, giving you all a heads up and a leg up in the process, because this isn't how we came on. We came out, getting it from YouTube videos, from books in the library, grinding, going to seminars, right? Because you did plenty of seminars and sewing just to hone your craft, right?
Sorry, I had to find the mic
Oh.
button. Yes, I did quite a few. When Mimi G used to hold her conferences out in California, I used to go to her conferences yearly, um, just to like be in the mix with other like-minded people. So I've been doing it for some time, and like you said, it's just all just like you go to college and you learn through courses. I've done the same thing with sewing and taking different courses teaching you how to sew and different techniques and things like that. So I'm just taking all that. Like I tell a lot of people, there's a lot of ways to skin a cat, and there's going to be different ways to do different things of projects. But each project that I am presenting, I'm trying to give you, at least when I do the sew along, a beginner method to getting it done so that the beginners can also be successful. And again, it not be a daunting task.
Absolutely. And that's what we appreciate about this. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and highlight the website. Erica has so graciously provided the link for you if you want to just click on that link. But this is the Sew Pro Academy. Excuse me. And on the first page, you can see this is S202. This is the adult short sleeve. And of course, we have other things coming along as well. But 201 was the crew neck sweatshirt. So some of you may not know that that one exists. But we're going to go ahead and click on learn more right here. And you'll see that there is a bundle available. Excuse me, y'all. I've been talking all day. It don't want to come out right when you're on the live. Y'all already know my voice gonna act up too. I've been talking more today than I have in the past 2 weeks. All right. So with the Automizer is just a part of this bundle. Okay, it's a good part, but it's just a part of the bundle. One part of the bundle is the course that actually teaches you how to sew. Okay, so if you're just somebody you just want the template or the Automizer, and you already know how to sew, you're ready to go, then it's not that you can't use it, but it may not be for you, so you don't have to purchase it. However, if you purchase the bundle, you get all three of these for $225, which saves you money. So you get the Automizer, which I'll demonstrate that today, but you also get the template where it has the silhouette pieces for you if you want to drop them into or drop your images into each of the cut pieces in Photoshop. You'll realize really quickly, though, that can get a little mundane of a task, and that's what the Automizer is for. But really and truly, this course right here, it's going to walk you through how to complete the project. All right. So if you don't know what part of your sewing machine to use for what, this is absolutely for you. And it is extremely beginner friendly. Okay. So I want you all to know that if you just struggle in sewing in general, please purchase the class, or if you purchase the bundle, it's going to come with the class as well. All right. Anything you want to add in there, Q, about any of this stuff here on the site right now?
No, I think you covered it, but definitely, if you know how to sew, you don't need the class. If you're familiar with t-shirt construction, you don't need the class. But if you are a beginner, the class, I take the time to go through and show you what stitch on your machine you need to do, walk you through different aspects of putting in a sleeve. If there's an easier way to put the cuffs on, I give you options, because sometimes especially when we did the crew neck sweatshirt, when you're dealing with smaller areas with your cuffs, there's a preferred way to do it once you've been sewing for some time. But because that is a smaller area, I show beginners another way that they can place those cuffs in so that you can also complete the project. So the key to the sew-alongs is definitely, if you're a beginner, I walk you through all the steps so that you could be successful. Oh, Felicia, I try. I'm trying to look out for you newbies so that you can get on this sewing journey with me.
Amen, amen. Because if you make it easy, and that's the point of anything that we do, right? We try to make these processes and we make tools that make it easier for you to get into the game, so that you don't have the learning curve that we did. You don't have to mess up materials like we had to learn and come up. You don't have to try a million different inks. You know what works. True. So yeah, all of that stuff, and that's the point of when we do charge for something, we're charging because it's going to save you a lot of time and energy. I promise you that. Okay. So my job on the Innate Lab and Innate Academy side is to teach you all Photoshop and to get you art ready, so that when you go over to the Sew Pro Academy, your art's already ready and you can work on actually learning the principles of sewing, construction, fabrics, all of those great things that you won't have to bug Q with your design questions. Okay. So so we're going to keep your Photoshop questions and things on this side. I'll make sure that we will take care of you on this side. Now, although Coach Q is very proficient in Photoshop as well, we want to make sure that her energy is preserved for teaching you all this sewing game, because this is a really big deal. And if you can hop on this train now, you'll be ready for when there's no more shirts or you can't find any 3X's or mediums, and that doesn't faze you, because you can literally create your own garments from scratch. Absolutely. And Coach Q, do you have any like fabric available right now, or do you have any coming up soon?
I do. I have the sweatshirt fleece on hand. I also have the t-shirt fabric. The t-shirt fabric that I currently have on hand is kind of like your Nike Dry Fit. It's more the performance fabric. So it's lightweight, breathable. that type of material. Now I do have some polyester spun fabric on hand. It does remind me of the Jersey 21M. It's the thinner type of fabric. We are working on sourcing a thicker type of t-shirt fabric.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and oh, also I have the polyester spandex four-way stretch on hand that we use for the leggings. I
Yeah.
also have that on hand, and all of that can right now. The website that you can find that on is Tweaks by Q. Is it? I don't even remember. Isn't it Tweaks by Q? I can't even remember my own website.
Because you've been so pro academy, you've been so proing it up lately. Yeah, so this is it, right? And y'all remember
Right,
this viral bathing suit. So yep, that's where the sublimation fabric is by the yard. And I'm gonna copy and paste that link as well so they can know where to get the fabric. So these are the fabrics you're just speaking of, right?
right.
Perfect.
And there's a few other ones out there, just depending on what you're trying to do. Like there's the no hole mesh for someone that's trying to do like the jersey um, type of football jersey, how they have the kind of no hole mesh type of fabric. I have some of that on hand as well. So
Awesome. And that's part of the academy too. Believe it or not, there's already so many projects that have just been uploaded in this past, maybe 2, 3 weeks. So there's going to be even more, and walking you through what fabrics are which, what they're good for is a part of each of those classes too. So if you're really not even familiar with fabrics, when you take a class and you actually or purchase the class or that bundle that comes with the template, then the class is going to walk you through the type of fabric that's appropriate for that project. And of course, as you're doing more projects, she's going to introduce you to different fabrics, the weights of those fabrics, the stretch, the grain, and all of those different factors that really matter. You're going to know about this through the class. So if you are not familiar with construction and you are not familiar with fabric, please make sure that you get either the bundle or make sure that you purchase that class so that you can really familiarize yourself with the professional way you need to go into this. That's why it's the So Pro Academy, right? We want y'all to be professionals. And I'm not talking about 10 years from now. You can be a professional now just because of the knowledge that you're going to have reference to immediately upon joining this academy. LaShawn says, I remember that bathing suit. Lord, it made me want to learn how to sew. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yes, they made a lot of people want to learn how to sew, apparently.
yes, my inbox was full on that one.
Yes, yes. So yeah, that was one of the first projects that you put out there as a cut and sew project, especially something other than a t-shirt. And almost everything that you do is going viral because you're doing things with passion, you're doing it with experience, and your goal is to show people other projects that they can do outside of our standard garments that we might create. But speaking of standard garments, that's one that we're going to work on today. This was the highest requested Automizer that you all wanted, and we're about to show you that just now. Let me go ahead and get to my computer here, and I'm going to show you what it kind of looks like. You should be able to see my screen here. All right, so when you download the Automizer, it's going to have these 5 files right here: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, 1 is something that you are going to take care of on your own. That's the design part, okay? So that's what you're going to do in the academy, in Innate Academy, Innate Lab. You're going to design your stuff, have it ready to go. And I'm going to show you as an example. I have class number 154. If y'all remember, we did this one. So I have my artwork ready, okay? I have my front, and then I have my flipped version. And keep in mind, the reason why I have to have the back version flipped is because my Innate Academy little print has letters in it. So I can't just flip my design. Otherwise, my design, my text would be mirror imaged, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and take my front and back design here. And I'm going to copy these two. And I'm going to put them in my folder number 1. I'm going to make a new folder because I see that I have a 23 in IA for Innate Academy. I'm going to make a new folder. In this folder, I am going to call 154. And then I'm going to put my assets in there. And the only reason why I'm doing this is because I want to make sure everything is in one place as I'm doing this Automizer process. All right, so now that I have everything in my level 1 folder, I'm going to jump to part number 2, which is the Automizer design. I'm going to double click on the Automizer design, open this bad baby up. Give that just a moment to open up. All right, so this should look a little familiar too. This is class number 001, I believe. And this is a print that's very similar to the bathing suit print. I think that class is the one that was used to make the bathing suit print. So either that one or it was the Nipsey one. I think it was the Nipsey one. So
yeah,
we
you
see
the Nipsey.
Yep. So and that was a remembrance design. How did you make a remembrance design look so sexy? Like that was
I had to take it from a remembrance to a hot girl summer.
So when we tell you that these are tools, these are versatile tools that really help you hit the ground running. And it's because we've done this long enough to know what saves time, what saves energy, and what saves frustration. Because just learning a process can be very daunting and take you to a place that you might not complete the project. So we make it easy. You stay on it. You become successful. Then your success is our success. Okay, so we do this for the love of knowing that you're going to love to do it too. All right, so I'm going to take you through real quick. I'm going to change out the design, and then I'm going to go back and show you some extra things that you can do with the Automizer. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is change out the front design here. Now what I have the background and foreground here. So let me just do the same thing here with this one. You see, I have the background here that has no text on it. I'm going to take this and name this background here. And then I'm going to name this one background. And this will be my background, or it's mirror imaged. Okay, so let me take those two and I'm going to put them in the folder. I'm going to put that in my part 1. And the reason why is because everything that you want to design, you want to put in your part 1 folder. And I'm still going to be able to use this foreground here. But if I had a different foreground, then I would also place it in that folder. All right, so let's go ahead and switch these things out. It's very simple. You're just going to double click on the smart object here. So I'm going to, before I do anything, I'm going to make sure that I right click and I'm going to update all the modified content. And this is going to make sure that all of my smart objects are matching up to their original files. So let's double click on the background now. And I'm going to change this one out. I'm going to go to my number 1 folder for the Automizer. And this is easy too because the way this is set up for all Automizers is the same. So let's go ahead and take from 154 We're going to change this background out by dragging and dropping it right onto the artboard. Boom, there we go. And because it's a PNG, I have to delete the layer below. And then when I exit out of this little window, it's going to ask me to save. I'm going to say yes. Oh no, Jacqueline. Once you buy the the Automizer, once you buy it, it's yours, and you're going to convert your own files every time. That's the reason why we created the tool. Now, we could essentially charge to do an art fee every time somebody wanted to do something like that. However, we would rather teach you to fish than sell you the fish. So the Automizer is a tool that once you purchase it, you're going to be converting all of your own artwork. Now, if you need prints done, then yes, you can submit your artwork to be printed, so that you have wide format prints and that you're focusing on pressing your individual pieces.
Shannon, I think she's asking more, is each pattern is going to have a separate Automizer. It's not
Yes,
a Automizer
absolutely.
where
Yes.
you can bring in your own pattern. The Automizer is specific to each of the patterns that we are converting.
Right, because each and believe it or not, it involves a lot of research time and energy. So every time we have to convert a pattern and turn it into an Automizer, it's a full-on process. And it's a process that once you start to deal in designing on your own in Photoshop for cut and sew, you'll appreciate the fact that you can just click and go. Okay. And that's essentially what you're doing here. Like literally all of these pieces now are pretty much ready to go. Now, do you see the reason why I created and I'm going to zoom in here so y'all can see that potentially better. So if I flip my back artwork, because essentially I want my left to right to match up on the sides of the garment. But if I flip my background, my Innate Academy is backwards now. So that's why I created an alternate background. And that's going to be on this one here, on the back of the shirt. So that's my alternate background. So I can go to my background back now. That's my background back. I can place that there. And now my main image is reversed. Now I had to do this in my graphic program. So this was something that I already thought of when I knew that I wanted my images to match up. I knew I was going to have to create an alternate back because I want my words to read without being mirror image, but I wanted my image to flip. Okay. So each of these elements, you can double click and change out. You have your foreground image for the front, your foreground image for the back. Then you even have a place to put sleeves if you had numbers or logos you wanted to place on the sleeves. They're right there. And depending on how you want to lay out your sleeves, if I wanted both of my sleeves just to be pink, just because I wanted it to look like it was a continuation here, then I can just move my artwork accordingly. Or in this case, what I would do, like I told you all before, if you just want a particular pattern there, then you would create that pattern before you even saved all of your artwork elements. So if I wanted just the pink Innate Academy print by itself, then I would save that as a background layer, and then that way I could update it here. But I kind of like it with the change. You know, I'm extra, so I'm going to put the extra change and stuff on my sleeves. All right. And then, of course, you have the neckline here as well. You can make it a solid color, which in this case, let's make it a solid color. And I can turn on this color fill layer here. And if I double click on the color fill, I can fill it with any color from my graphic by using the color picker tool here. So if I wanted to use black there or the pink, whatever I wanted to put there, I can easily make it a solid color as well. And in this case, I think I want it to be camo. So I'm going to take my image and drag the image to where it shows that camo, and boom. Well, let's do half and half. Uh-oh, I'm moving something I'm supposed to be moving. Oh, I know what it is. We have this auto select on, and it definitely does not do it justice. I'm gonna get my camo back. Here we go. All right, so I think I'm gonna let that be my contrast collar there. And really, I'm playing with this thing more than I have to because this is done. I'm gonna go ahead and export these out now. So we're gonna go to File, Export, Artboard to Files. I'm going to browse because I want to save this in step 3. Step 3 is the Automizer export. So I'm going to export it here. And I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to call it just what I called the other one, which was 154. And this is where it's going to save my exported files. I'm going to delete everything off of this prefix here. And before I continue this, well, I'm going to go ahead and run it. But you want to make sure that where it says sizes turn off before export, make sure that is not turned on. You can turn it on if you're trying to optimize something for a particular design, but do not leave it on when you export your pieces because you don't want the pattern pieces to show. You don't want the outlines to show on there. Okay, this is basically going to work for all sizes that you're eventually going to need. All right, so I'm going to export the artboard content only. And then if this option is available where it says export selected artboards, uncheck that because you want to go ahead and export everything. And then the file type is going to be JPEG. All right, so we can leave this on the quality of 8 and it's still going to be a great quality, high quality. We'll go ahead and run it. And Jacqueline, I think that if you're really getting into cut and sew and you're getting into Photoshop, then you will be able to appreciate the fact that this does save a lot of time and energy. You ask how it would benefit you. If Natanya's been taking Photoshop classes for quite some time, and she's been taking sewing classes for quite some time now. And Natanya can tell you how long does it take you to do one size, Natanya, if you are pulling it into a pattern? Just to do your own size, pull it into the pattern, clip it down to the individual pattern pieces that you need, and then to arrange it for your 24-inch printer or 36 or 44-inch printer. Yeah, she says it takes hours just to convert one pattern. And that's for a single project. So when you go back and do a new project, you're going to have to replace all of those images all over again. So that's why it almost benefits you to learn how to do it the long way so that you appreciate the Automizer.
Absolutely.
All right, so yeah.
Because if you're only going to be doing one-offs and you're only going to do one size of a particular pattern, then you don't have to purchase the Automizer. You can just purchase the blank template. But you will have to do all your own work. You'll have to get your images into the pattern pieces and you do all the work. So the benefit of having the Automizer is you bring your images in once, and it places those images on all the sizes. So for example, the t-shirt, it goes from a small to a 5XL. Instead of you having to place those images for all of those sizes, the Automizer is automatically doing that for you. but you're definitely welcome to purchase just the blank template itself and do that work yourself. And until you feel like you're selling that type of, um, that number of products to warrant you purchasing the Automizer. But honestly, if you're pricing your products correctly, I think you're going to recoup your money, at least depending on what the item is, with 2 to 3 sales. Because if you're sewing something from scratch, you shouldn't be charging $25 for your work anyway, because you could just do an all over t-shirt for $25. And the purpose of doing a cut and sew project is to eliminate the voids and to have a nicer finished product like you would have from the store. So that's where you got to get your pricing correct, so that you know you're making your investment that you made is making you money.
Right. Absolutely. Great explanation there. All right. So we did run that, and it says that it's ready for us. The artboard to files was successful. That's good news. So now we're going to close out of part 2. And we're going to go into the next part, which is part 3. Oh, I lied. Part 4, because we just did part 3. So it's basically breaking down the steps so simple that I'm trying to make up extra parts. So I'm going to go ahead and open the 44-inch. It's optimized for 44-inch printers and 36-inch printers. And the 44-inch printer has a marker on there. So if you have a 24-inch printer, then you just basically use that marker to identify where you're going to create a tile or print double. So you're going to print one side of this 44-inch sheet, you're going to move it over, and then print the other side of the 44-inch sheet. All right, so let's say I am going to print a size large. You can see that the pieces are already laid out for me from the previous image. And what I'm going to do is make sure that we go in, right click on any one of the layers, update all modified content. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do something. Hold on a second. Let me put them in the right place. So when I exported them, I forgot a step. All right, so I exported them and I put them in 154. You see that? So I'm going to take all of these files here. So I'm going to start with the first one, hold down Shift, and select the very last one. I'm going to copy them. So I did Control C, or you can right click and copy. And then I'm going to paste them right here, because these are going to replace the previous images. So let me paste it. It's going to ask me an important question. This destination has 5 files with the same names. Replace the files in the destination. Okay, so now that it's replaced those files, now that I have my file open here, it should automatically update these images. Davina, the youth one, there's going to be 2 youth ones. One will be for toddler sizes, and one will be for the youth sizes. And we may just break them up into 2 sets. But yes, those will be available as well. Oh, Nikki, that is a great question. What we should be charging for these items? Give me just a moment. Let me finish demonstrating this, and we will definitely talk about that. That's a big point of conversation. Okay, so did y'all see how now my pieces are lined up where they need to be, and they are cropped to the appropriate size shirt? So if I'm creating a 5X shirt, it's going to tell me, hey, you need to print this 44 by 92 inch image here. So when I go to print, I would tell my printer that my page size is 92 inches, and then I'm using 44-inch roll media, and it's going to automatically print the appropriate sized image here. Now, let me show you how I would do. If I were doing multiple projects here, I would go ahead and turn on all of my sizes, and I would go to File, Export, Artboard to Files, and I'm going to browse and put this in my folder number 5, which is my JPEG print folder. We're going to do the artboard content only. And then I'm going to take off export selected artboard because I want to export every last size here. Now this is going to do this all in one swoop. So I'm going to have a printable file for small, medium, large, extra large, 2X, 3X, 4X, and 5X as soon as this finishes running. And while that's running, Coach Q, would you like to give some advice on what someone should be charging for a full cut and sew t-shirt?
I wouldn't charge anything less than 55. And that is if I was using like an Innate Lab template and I didn't have to do any design work. If you needed me to do design work and I had to come up with a whole theme for you, I'm probably going to charge you a $25 design fee on top of that. So, and that would be my starting prices. Because I'm not even going to turn my sewing machine on for you if you think you're going to get it for a $25 fee. Because like I said, I'll just press it out a jersey 21M if you think you want to pay, $25 to $35, because that's the type of work that you're going to get. So I'm almost double for me to sell you something.
Right. Which, if you look at it, our labor in the United States costs so much that for us to do cut and sew really does cost us a lot of time and energy. So if you're putting that effort into a single garment, then someone should be paying you the value of that time. Now, if you had, some major projects to do, then maybe you would be outsourcing that because maybe you have the time or they have the budget to support that outsourcing. Then that might be something that you're building onto. But for the time being, you want to be able to produce things in-house. You want to be able to have very unique items that you can offer that the person next to you cannot. And this is one of those things that will set you apart, and you can charge accordingly for it. Yeah, so we have a Facebook user saying that I charge $55 just for the front and back of all over shirts that are already sewn. So it's not uncommon to have something be pricier when you have to sew it from scratch, especially when we're constructing it here in the US. And of course, with cut and sew, just like with when you buy t-shirts, maybe up to a size extra large is one price. But when you get into doing 2X's, 3X's, 4X's, 5X's, you're obviously going to charge more because you're going to see. Can you tell right now? Like I told y'all, I'm going to get down to a size men's small because look at how much, look at the difference. Look at this. You see how little bit, and this is just how little bit of paper and ink it takes up. So that's going to take up a lot less fabric as well. I think Tony told us it's a game of inches, right? So you're paying for every inch of fabric. Look at that. A 2X almost takes up twice the amount of fabric in ink. So yeah, in construction terms, material terms, you are using up significantly more to do extended sizes. So you must charge accordingly.
And people are going to, if someone's asking you for cut and sew, they are going to be willing to pay the price because they understand the difference and they understand what they're going to be receiving. So the comments where, they're charging, like here, 50 without sewing and to sew a shirt, that's 85. That's not uncommon because you're putting in the extra work. I've done memorial shirts as cut and sew and just the all over prints, and they've come back to me and like, hey, we don't care, we just love the cut and sew version and we're willing to pay you whatever it costs to make the cut and sew version. So of course it's going to depend on your audience. You got to get the correct audience and price your stuff accordingly, and like everything else, you got to know your worth.
Yeah, absolutely. So I did want to show you while we were having that conversation. Did y'all notice that all the sizes are ready to print? And so once I export this, because you're not going to want to save the Automizer file. Is a kind of large file. You're not going to want to just save and save and save every version that you already have finalized for print. But once you have them as JPEG print files, now you can store this folder, and I can make this folder now. I can call this 154 print all sizes. And all of my sizes are here for 154. So when I do a new job, maybe now I want to show off with template 155, and 155 would be a different folder, and I would have all of my sizes in there. Okay, so I could literally, preserve this. And if you've ever tried to save your files and you had all of these crazy Photoshop files and different sizes and different things clipped down to different areas, it's probably, once you create an image, you probably saved over it a million times and can't get back to it. So this is a great way to minimize the file size, but still keep some level of this printable in the future. So like you said, if somebody was getting a memorial shirt done and they realized, oh, that cut and sew was what I wanted. Let's say you only did it in a medium. Then I would have to go back and make it for a 2X, make it for a small, make it for an extra large if you were doing this the long way. But because the Automizer already breaks it down into every size, you have that available to you if you need it. In the same instance that you created a small, you also created the medium to the 5X at the same time.
Absolutely. When I first started with cut and sew, only size I would ever make is a size medium, because that's the size I wear. So if you needed anything other than a medium, I wasn't going to do it, because it took too much work to create something for every size. So that's why the Automizer is like a godsend, because it saves you so much time.
So let's say, for instance, we were going to print that good old handy dandy medium. I just double clicked on my medium file, and it tells me everything I know to print. It says medium. It's going to be a 44 by 62. So I would go to File, Print. And then I would choose my 44-inch printer. Not sure if it's on this machine, and it's not, because this is a new computer. But I would choose my T7270 that I have with my True Colors ink, and would have my 44-inch print settings there. And I would make sure that I allow Photoshop to manage the colors. Printer profile, I would use the True Colors printer profile and print that bad baby. And just as soon as I close that window out, it will be printing right now. And it's already optimized for you, so you don't have to worry about pushing anything out the way and resizing shapes and turning them to see how much you can get it fit on a paper. That's going to save you time too. So I urge you all to do it the way that you could do it by hand, just so that you understand all the ways in which this is saving you time, saving you energy, and really helping you build your business. So if you were doing the 24-inch printer, then when you go to File, Print, and I meant to do this on my older computer so that you would see all the printers that I have there, because I have a 24-inch, a 36-inch, and a 44-inch. Y'all, I'll be buying printers just to show y'all how to use them and how to make money with them. I'm not using that 24-inch printer like that, but I'm going to go ahead and tell this that the paper size is, even though this is not it. This ain't it. You know what I'll do? I'll pull it up on my other computer in just a moment so I can show you how to print that, because I don't want to show you a way that's not going to really help you. Okay. So yes, Jacqueline, what you would do is you would tell your paper that it's 24 inches wide, and then you would look for, when you go to print, you see that little mark right there? That little mark is going to occur at 23 inches. So when you print, you're going to look for that mark. You're going to print out inside this, and then you're going to push the image over to about, negative 23. And then you'll see the mark is still going to be there, and then you end up printing the right side of it. And hopefully that makes sense to you. All right, so that was really quick. Maybe, let's run through it again. And I know Coach Q has to go in just a few seconds, so let's go ahead and any questions that you have for Coach Q, because I can show y'all the printer settings and everything.
I'm good for now, Shannon. She hasn't come up here, but she'll probably be beating on the
Okay.
door in a second.
Okay, so as soon as or well, maybe if she does beat on the door, she can give us the like and subscribe chant. All right. Yep. Keisha says my granny always told me in school they have to pay for your hands and eyes. One day they won't work. That's true. You're wearing out your faculties and your resources. Folks better be ready to pay for it. All right. There's a question for you, Coach Q. Will you be doing a Zoom session to do any live teaching, or is it right now? It's the pre-recorded sessions, correct?
Correct. All my sessions right now are pre-recorded, and you can go through it at your own leisure. And then if you have questions, you're welcome to post the questions in the Facebook group, or you can message me and we can work on something. If you need a personal Zoom, then that's something that we can discuss and work out. If you need me to work with you like one-on-one for a period of time. But right now, everything is pre-recorded sessions. Um, that way you can pause and look at things, and I can go through it instead of having a 4 or 5 hour Zoom with
Right.
people of different skill levels.
Right. And the other thing is, if you are a part of the SoPro Academy, which Coach E, can you post that link to the SoPro Academy Facebook group? Then you can, just like we do live over here, we do live sessions on YouTube and in the Facebook group. They do live sessions, sewing sessions. So if you really need help, then you come to those live sewing sessions, and maybe you can even show what you're working on at that time, or you can ask questions to the person that's helping on that live session. Because I'll tell you the truth, I was charging $200 an hour for live sessions, one sessions, and I still was not able to get what I needed to get done. That made it worth doing one-on-one sessions, because even doing the small sessions is at least worth it for me, because I can have 10 to 20 people who are learning, but we're all, doing Photoshop. Different skill levels of sewing is much more difficult. So in that regard, then you want to take advantage of those live sessions, and even having the access to speak and ask questions in real time. Corey's talking about that luggage. Oh, do we have let me see, I'm gonna pull that one up, because that's luggage. Let's see, we have it on. Make sure y'all follow on TikTok too. So let me see if I can find. Are you gonna pour some salt? Just like that? Randomness is always gonna pop up on TikTok. I forgot you got to put. What do you have to put, an @ symbol before your thing on TikTok? Let's see. Is this the video? So these are. Okay, let me turn this music down, because look at that. Look at that SoPro Academy. We got our bags. She got them leggings, them SoPro Academy leggings. Got these things stinging, ain't they? So this was us at the California Impressions Expo. And yeah, I told y'all not to play. Don't play about your brand. Come out there ready to represent. So yes, this was fun, right? You did this like literally as we were supposed to be packing. You were
Yeah,
sewing
that
late.
was like last minute sewing, getting it out.
So this is a stretchy. This is a 4-way stretch. Do you want to explain to them what that project is?
Well, that project is you use a 4-way stretch for that. The template will come with three sizes. You have your large luggage, your medium, and then your small, which is more like your carry-on case, which is what Shannon and I have there. Um, it is a beginner project, but some of the recommended tools, I do kind of recommend having a serger um, available for that one. It's not required. I will give you steps to do it just on a sewing machine, but it will take more steps to complete than if you had a serger available to you. So that the template is ready. That one, because it is a simple template, we won't be doing an Automizer for that one. So only thing that is holding for is just me to get a little bit of time to record the video. So hopefully I can get that video recorded this weekend and get that posted to the site so that you'll have the sew along available for that.
Yes. And that should answer your question too. The only time we're probably even going to develop an atomizer is when there are various sizes and it would take you more time. That's why we know that it's going to save time, because it takes a lot of time to develop it, right? So the luggage cover, you can just easily drop your images into that, and you don't have to worry about creating so many different variations. But when you're doing several pieces of several sizes, that exponentially gets to be more work that you have to do, especially for future projects. So you'll be able to have some projects that won't need an atomizer at all, and then some projects where you're going to probably beg for an atomizer even if one doesn't exist. And in that case, you can request certain patterns be atomized, but it is really up to our discretion whether we want to take on that project. And you would have to be willing to basically purchase the atomizer up front, and it has to be your particular pattern. And then you're just submitting a quote for us to make sure, because we don't know how much time it's going to take until we actually start digging into breaking it down. So we'll give you a quote on what it would be to break that particular pattern down, and then it must be something that you have the rights to, because once we break it down as an atomizer, then we're going to reserve the right to continue to sell it. All right. So we're not going to atomize something for a one-time thing that is absolutely never going to be worth our time. Just to let y'all know. All right. So yes, there are. Someone asked, when will the pants be available? And what type of pants are you looking for? Leggings, joggers? What are the pants that you're asking about? Yeah, they're excited about the luggage.
They've been on me about the luggage. So
Yeah, the luggage and now the leggings. And fortunately, the leggings and luggage covers use the same fabric, right?
correct.
So, yep. So then we're gonna be on fabric too. So I hope you're ready to quit your job, Coach Q, because they're gonna be on you. What's up, G&D Photography? Hey, love. So
The
Sherry said
leggings
both joggers too. Okay.
the leggings
So,
should be out soon as well.
mhm.
The template is ready. We just got some other things in the work with the leggings. Um, so that I foresee the leggings at least, I would say, what, Shannon, another 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, give us 2 weeks on that, and then if we get them done ahead of time, it'll be a good surprise. Okay, so give us 2 weeks on that, and then we have a major announcement coming out with that. So y'all just make sure you stay tuned. Stay tuned. I can't even give it away because I don't know if y'all know, but we got some people on us. That I want we'll address that because we want to make sure that we let y'all know too. As hard as we work, as hard as we work, I got to get serious. Hold on, we might have to go full screen. Y'all might have to look into my eyes. Um, as hard as we work to pull these resources together and to make things that have never existed before, and to create real genuine interest around these things. We really take pride in that. We take pride in the amount of energy, effort, time, money, all of that goes into anything that we put out to you all. So please, please, you don't want to get on the other side of this smile. Okay. Let's not share files. Let's not do anything where you are taking credit for anything that is not something that you have the rights to resell or redistribute. I know I'm probably preaching to the choir because the folks that are here with us live right now are not those folks. I'm pretty sure of that. But we do need your help in making sure that we keep all of this as it's supposed to be. We're maintaining integrity because this is real deal, a lot of energy and effort that we don't want to have to shut down what we're doing and work on something else. Like this is what we want and we choose to be working on. So I would love for us to be able to do this continually and grow, but we do have to make sure that we maintain integrity within our groups and integrity with our files. Okay. Just letting y'all know. And I'm the nice one, just so that
Absolutely.
I'm the one that's gonna put love at the end of it. I just blocked you, love. Yeah, that's me. I'm the nice one, okay? But I still have my standards too. We don't want to push Q on that topic, okay?
I'm just gonna say no comment.
No comment. It won't be no comment needed. No comment needed. Put that out there. Oh Lord. Okay, so Corey wants me to stop playing the luggage video. She's over there jealous.
Yeah, and she threatening me and stuff, talking about if her luggage cover don't go on a cruise with her. Hey.
Oh yeah, that would be excellent for cheer teams, absolutely. And then you're selling sets of stuff. And here's the deal too, like you at a certain point in time, you're teaching them gems too. Like at a certain point of what you're sewing, is there a benefit to having it done, mass produced somewhere versus being able to do it in house for a certain level?
There's definitely, I mean, you have to, it's just like anything, you got to weigh it because if it takes too much of your time and you can outsource, um, then it may be better to outsource it. But sometimes it may be something that you can't find in an outsourced format. And so
Mm-hmm.
you want to be able to add something unique um, to your lineup. Just like the other day. Let me see if I have it sitting here. I haven't released it yet, but I always try and come up with something new. And Shannon and I, we were talking about having I gotta move the image real quick. Let's see, because this is my friend's art, and I can't watermark the screen, but this is a case for you to put your flat iron. So you're not gonna find something like this where it's already pre-made, that you can put your images on and sublimate and put your flat iron in, and it has the material so that it doesn't burn your counter. You can lay your curling irons, flat irons there. So the whole thing with cut and sew is you can do unique items. You can do items that are not readily available, but still you want to make sure that you're not spending too much time on it. And that's why I want to give you unique things that you can add to your lineup that are not time killers.
Mm-hmm.
The shirts.
Speaking of which, do you have some things behind you can show us too? I see some
Oh,
good stuff. I'm like, when everybody be looking in the background. Ooh,
yeah,
what's
they be all up in my business and stuff.
that?
But I got the pillows. We're doing I still got the videos uploading, y'all, so you gotta forgive me. But we got the cut and sew pillows that we are doing. I put an offer out there for the free sew along. This is class what 164.
Yep,
So
164 in the Innate Academy, the graphic design, the Photoshop side of it. Yep.
yeah, so Shannon used my this was an image that was from my engagement photo shoot a few years ago. So I got to be featured. Woo! And that's my picture.
What?
And for a little added, I don't know if you can see the lights because the lights are on, but we got the little lights in there. Um,
Oh, you actually put lights in there.
yes, we
I,
got just
you know,
something
I thought I
different.
saw it glowing. I was like, I didn't know if you used like a what do they call it, bokeh, kind of filter. But no, those are real
No,
lights.
these
Okay.
are nice, girl. We doing different things, and this was the one I did because I had to re-record my video, so I did this one today. So you
I
see,
love it.
full cut and
Yes.
sew. And even though y'all beginners, we're gonna do zippers. We're gonna teach you an easy way to do zippers.
Very good.
And then we'll also have the heart version. And it don't have, I mean, the heart version, of course, is, more Valentine. But the square ones you can use for anything. And they're quick sews. So that's just some of the stuff I got back here. But I got a lot of stuff, y'all. So, uh,
Have you showed them the other part of the travel set, the neck pillow yet, or you don't want to show that yet?
I can show them that too.
Oh, y'all gonna love this. Come on. So she's gonna have a whole travel set series to go with the luggage. So Corey, you gonna be ready for this one.
Okay, so I'll show you the guys the simple one. So you got the regular neck pillow. So
Mm-hmm.
I had done the matching arm sleeve for this one. So this is full cut and sew. Just a regular neck pillow. And the guys never get anything, so that's why I kind of did a design kind of more similar
Yeah.
for the guys.
I like that it has an athletic look to it. But I could even imagine that with the luggage cover. You know, the guys are always traveling for
Right.
away games. So that would be cool for them to have the neck pillow with their matching luggage cover too for the basketball team, football team, soccer.
Absolutely. Now for the ladies, especially us ladies that we got to protect our hair when we on the plane. Let me show y'all. Let me back up for you. So it's not gonna cover everything because I got this big bun in my hair, but we got the neck pillow with a hood, and you don't know whether you're sleeping with your mouth open or not. So if my bun wasn't so big, it'll come on down over my face and cover up my mouth. We put the bling little ties on it. We can tie it so we can rest. And I even, for my sisters, we know how we like the satin on the
Yes,
inside
that in mind.
to,
Yes.
to protect our hair. Oh, sis, we about to do it big. When I take this big bun out, I'm gonna cover up my whole face and go to sleep.
And someone also said, imagine putting a massager inside, like a neck massager.
Yep, we
And
probably
if
do
you're
that
doing cut
too.
and sew, why not?
So that's just some of the stuff that we got coming up. But I
Yeah,
really like
look at
this.
this. Look at this innovative stuff here. I'm trying to tell
Y'all
you.
see, and look, I got to represent on the plane. Let me see which way I need the camera.
So Pro Academy all day, every day, baby.
All day, baby.
Yes, and imagine just by people seeing that, on you, how many. And imagine sitting first class too, and you're able to network now with people. I remember people just looking at my luggage as I was rolling around, and they wanted to know what I did just because of my luggage cover. And
Yeah,
we made sure that we stayed rolling around with the things.
all weekend. Uh, we walked from the hotel just so you could see our luggage covered.
Exactly. Absolutely. Of course, I'm ready to order now. I don't know how you go. Or well, Corey, you got your sewing machine, so I know you've been ready to sew. Yep. Yep. So Erica talking about you seen it here first since we have followers. Oh Lord.
And Miss Sexy MS, she said I could do pillows, but zippers no. If you take my class, you can do zippers because I'm gonna teach you an easy way that any beginner can put the zippers in. So
There you go. And that's really what you're paying for. You're paying for someone to break it down, deliver it to you in a way that makes it accessible. We are giving you tools, like literally tools. Now the tools don't work for themselves. Just because you buy a hammer does not mean it's going to build a house for you, right? So you're going to have to put the tools to use, but we are out here creating innovative tools and instructions so that we can make your life easier as an entrepreneur. And as we grow and as we learn, we're bringing that knowledge to you all. So basically you're getting, some free college tuition built into everything that we put out. All right, so yep, somebody asked the question. Okay, so the atomizer for the shirts, there will be an atomizer for each. Think of a pattern that you have to buy, right? So if you're going to Joann's and say that I want to buy a pattern to make a tennis skirt today, you're going to buy a pattern for a tennis skirt. And if you go back tomorrow, say I want to buy a pattern for a zip up hoodie, you're going to buy a different pattern for a zip up hoodie. That's how the atomizer is. It's going to be very pattern specific. It takes a lot of time and energy and effort to pull them together. So every project that we do, we're basically we're building patterns and we're building that library as we go. Some things will need the atomizer, some will not. Like the luggage cover will not need the atomizer. The neck pillow will not need the atomizer. You should know how to drag and drop your image into that pattern and go with the flow, right? That's something that you will know how to do because you know Photoshop. So you can use your Innate Academy Photoshop designs right in tandem with your cut and sew practice because you know how to work Photoshop and drag and drop those images in. Everybody say give credit where it's due. Yes, you need to patent that. And if you've searched Coach Q and it's not out there, then you absolutely should look into patenting that device because it's satin lined. It has a neck pillow attached. Hey, if it's not, then make sure that you look into that because I will tell you if you don't do it, somebody else will jump right in there and do it. All right, so I think y'all have any more questions? We have anything else that y'all want to see? I will show you another atomizer flip. I'll do the 23 flip. Let me go ahead and pull you off of solo. I think look, Kim, I'm telling you, you do your thing when you get on here. You got everybody all excited. We're supposed to be ready for bed.
I know. I try to do a little something.
A little something.
I'm not really camera shy. I just be sometimes getting tongue tied.
Exactly. And that's why I was, saying today, once we kind of get in the realm of our people and our expertise, I'm not, I'm kind of an extrovert when I know what I know. All right. So let's do a flip again. And that way I can show you this whole process. We'll
Jenna,
open up.
I'm gonna answer one of the questions that
Yeah,
missed because I saw her put it in here twice. I think it was somebody was asking about the yardage. How much yardage do I recommend that you,
oh,
Felicia? How many yards do you suggest when purchasing fabric for projects? I usually will list the requirements just like a regular pattern. I do give the fabric requirements to complete the project. That is included with the information. But of course, if you're going to, want to make multiples or, if you're a beginner, you might make a mistake. So, you always want to err on the size of, if I say a half yard is needed to complete the project, that's a half a yard and you're not going to make a mistake. So if you're beginner to it, or even I still make mistakes sometimes, then you purchase a little bit more, but there's not like a set number of yards for all projects because each thing is going to require a different amount of yardage.
there you go. Let's see. So I'm gonna flip something. What do we press today? I want to. Oh, I know what the. we'll just go ahead and use the 23 art. And this one's from class number 160. I remember that number because Q got y'all wearing out 160. So 160 was a class in the academy that we did a breakdown for the background. We did some contrast colors so that we could do the sleeves in different colors. And then we did the front foreground and the back foreground. And then we had a left and right number on the sleeve. So we're going to do this one because this one has all of those components. And we're going to go ahead and flip out this Automizer here. So let's see here. So all I have to do is open up, because my 23, I give y'all this file too, just to play with so that you can see what it looks like. If you don't have any artwork yet, you're going to at least start off with the Innate Academy artwork from here and then the 23 artwork there. Okay. So let's go on over to the Automizer design. We're going to open that up. I don't know who it is on the Facebook side says, yes, 160 is the bomb. Yeah, 160 is a very universally abstract kind of art, but it definitely gets the job done, whether you're doing sports, something designer look, something that has to do with, we've done the cartoon characters on there. We've done logos that look professional and really well laid out. So 160 is definitely going to get you right on Innate Academy, class number 160. All right, so let's go ahead and change out these things here. I'm going to start with the front. I'm going to double click, open that. And I'm going to go to my #1 folder that has all my artwork there. And I'm going to change out my background here. Boom, there we go. I'm going to hit enter to lock in the transformation. I'm deleting the background here. Now I'm just going to talk y'all through. I'm not going to stop and get distracted by questions because I want you to see how quick the Automizer does work. All right, and as that's saving, we're going to come back to our Automizer here. Got a few more seconds. You see it's about 94% saved there. And this should be working faster on your computer if you have a good processing computer, because I am doing a live stream right now, so it's slowing things down. All right, so now what I can choose to do for the back, I can go ahead and use that flipped version of the background. If I wanted my circle to go the opposite way, then I would just Control-T, right-click, Control-T, right-click, and I can flip it horizontal. But I wanted my circle to look like it's continuous, right? So this is one side of my bodice, and I want it to look like the circle is wrapping around from the front to the back, okay? And just to show you real quick too, if I wanted to make sure everything's gonna fit, I can turn on those sizes. And I can select, let's say I'm gonna do a large there. I can identify what part of the image is gonna be clipped off, right? Now you have to remember to turn this off before you print or before you export. All right, so now what we decided to do for the sleeves here is my left sleeve, I wanted it to be gray because I wanted it to look continuous here. So I'm gonna go to that background and see I have an alternate one here. So that background color 4, I'm gonna go into class number, this was class number 160, and that's my background color 4. And if you go to class 60, I showed you how to export all of these pieces. So if you have class 160 from Innate Academy and you have the Automizer for the sweatshirt or the t-shirt, you're going to know exactly what to do here. All right, so we'll update that one, save that change. And then for the background for this one, background color 1, I'm going to go ahead and update that one. Background color 1 is going to be solid red. But you know, I don't just do flat colors. I'm going to throw some grunge in there, some detail. Y'all know I can't keep it easy. It is easy. It just is, it looks complicated. I always say that it looks complicated, but it's really not. The complication is all the work that we put into it for you, so you don't have to worry about that. And then for the neckline here, I think I want to do a contrast red there. So I can even go If I want to do a solid color for the neckline, I can. And I'll do a solid color here, and I can just pick my red. You see that? Or no, let's make it black so it'll have a good contrast. That's it. And of course, I can change out these logos here. So I had a right sleeve logo. I'm going to double click here. Grab my right sleeve. Now for this one, I'm actually going to make it full size here, as big as I can. And then make sure I turn off the previous layer there. And I'm going to open up the left and right sleeve at the same time. So I can literally just drag that one over there. Boom. All right, so let's let these update. And then I also have a foreground and background image. So see, we're changing out quite a lot. Imagine having to change all of this out on each size of the pieces that you're creating. All right, so this is going to be my foreground front. I'm going to take the foreground front from the 160 class. Go ahead and update that. And then the foreground back. Now this was changing out a lot of elements. So most of your designs, you're just gonna have a front and a back, and you might throw some color on the sleeves, or you might have the same image repeated on the sleeves. So I just showed you how if you wanted everything, like you wanted left sleeve to be different from the right sleeve, you want the left logos on the sleeve to be different from the right logo on the sleeve, you could have done a logo here and a number there, or 2022, like if you want to do 2022, you could do something different on the left and the right sleeves. So this is showing you how to do everything different. And this is still going to save us a lot of time and energy, because now I'm going to be able to export. It's still, I think it's still saving. Is it saving? And remember when I told you to make sure you turn this off? So this is just giving you a guidelines. Make sure that you're not cutting anything important off. But make sure you turn that off before you go to export, okay? And it literally says turn off before export, you know, just in case somebody needed that instruction. All right, let's go File, Export. Let's do Artboard to Files. Now this is step 2, so I'm going to save it in my step 3. And I'm going to make a folder called 23 because that's what it was originally. Take off the prefix here. I'm going to do Artboard content only. The file type is JPEG, and let's run it. Corey, I'm just not seeing what you're talking about. The pink open back up. Uncle Clifford called me and asked, was I still available to dance? So, you know, however you got to get your coins together, go and get them. Let's get them. Okay, so that was simple. That was the Automizer done with the export process. Easy peasy. Now I'm going to close down step 2. And I'm going to go to our step 3 here. And this was that step that's a little tricky, but not really. We're going to go inside of the 23 folder that we just created. I'm going to take and select all of this. Several ways you can do it. You can select all of the files by drawing a box around them. You can select the first one, hold down Shift, select the last one, that selects it all. Or you can do Control A or Command A, and that's going to select all of the files. So we're going to copy. So you can right-click copy, or you can do Control C. And then I'm going to paste it inside of this folder. And what happens when I do that it's going to ask me, do I want to replace the files in the destination? I'm okay doing that because I have all of my folders here. I even have the original here. Okay. So now that that is ready to go, I'm going to open up Automizer 4, which is the Automizer print. 44-inch wide. And I'm going to have to do another one for y'all where I show you how to actually print. And well, I have a whole tutorial on how to print. If you look up how to use the Automizer, it's on there. Okay, so remember, this has my old design on there. I'm going to go ahead and open one of these up. Click on any layer, right click, and I'm going to update all the modified content. Corey, is that your stage name is going to be Tattoos and Bullet Wounds? Get it. Yes. At the pink. All right, so as I was looking down laughing at that comment, everything seems to have transferred over just well. And just like I said, all of these sizes are available. I can go to File, Export, Artboard to Files, and then I'm going to go ahead and place this in my number 5 file now. This is my JPEG print. New folder, 23. Keep it consistent. A system, if you do a system, then you don't have to think. The system is already designed for you not to fail. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that I take off export selected artboards, because see, I have an artboard selected here. I want to select all of them, so make sure you take that off. I want all my sizes to run at one time. Uh-oh, I forgot. I didn't choose the right folder. Let's go back to the desktop. 523. Now it exists. It was telling me my folder didn't exist. All right, there it goes. Let's run it. And let's see, by the time Corey tells the next joke, it should be done. All right. So you want to know where Coach Q and I have been ducking off and hiding to after we came back from California? We've been working. We've been getting to the grind. All right, so we're going to go ahead and let that finish up. And if y'all have any questions, let us know. And otherwise, when this finishes loading, we're going to let y'all get a nap tonight. You know, you won't have to stay up to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Unless you, of course, are working on your grind so that you can get the Automizer. So I'll show you again where you're going to go to purchase that too. So that's it. It says Artboard files was successful. Let's go to folder number 5. Remember, that was all of our sizes for 154. This is going to be all of our sizes for the 160 class. I can open up whichever one I want to print. Let's say I'm going to print large. It's already laid out for me, ready to go. And it tells me what size to set my paper to, 44 by 65. That's it. Oh, thank you. Corey says, I appreciate you both if no one ever told you. You are absolutely welcome. You are absolutely welcome. This is what we do it for. We do it because we know that you love to do this too. Davina, can the Automizer work for the 13-inch printers? I'm working on breaking it down. So the Automizer can work for 13-inch printers. If you use 13-inch roll media, you can literally go use the 36-inch. You would have to do some tiles, you know. So what I would like to do is work on one that specifically optimizes it for people with a 13-inch printer, so that at least each individual piece is only being split once, if we can do that. Sometimes you will need to split something more than once, and you will need to have at least three rows, but I'm not suggesting 13 by 19. I'm not even going to create a split template that does 13 by 19 for each of the pieces. I will only do roll media and that is in the works. But we need enough people to request that, because so far we have not had enough people requesting that. Okay, because that's another little slight work that would need to be done. Oh, roll. So you already used the roll media. Okay. So Davina, do me a favor and message us. Let us know that you're looking for the 13-inch and which template, because it has to be developed for each of the Automizers. So are you looking to do that just for the t-shirt? And it might be a couple of weeks before we can get to it, but we definitely can put that on the list. Okay. Yep, dancers need fits too. Oh yeah, Coach Q will show you how to do some of those the exotic wear, right? You did some, didn't you?
Yeah, I did a couple of those.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's something, of course, that's not going to be something that the masses are looking for, but, you know, just reach out to me and I can see what you're looking for and see how I might be able to help you.
Sounds good.
There's one question. You see the one, Shannon, Miss Carmen 05?
Let's see, Carmen.
Miss Carmen.
Okay, so Miss Carmen says if one is intermediate with sewing and Photoshop, would you just suggest purchasing the template, or having the Automizer with a selected course is more beneficial in the long run?
You want to answer or you want me to answer?
You go ahead, because I think you're going to be able to tell them more about the sewing side of that.
I would say if you're intermediate with sewing and you don't need the directions for the garment construction, then I would just purchase the Automizer, so that it doesn't take as much time to create your templates. If you just purchase the blank template, again, you'll be responsible for doing all the work for all the different sizes. What the Automizer does here in just a few minutes. But if you don't need the sewing instruction, I'm still including like written directions on how to construct the different items. There's that written instruction, but the sew alongs are definitely more for the beginner. If you want to actually see it being sewn. So if you're an intermediate sewer, you probably don't need that sewing instruction. And just for like this one, I haven't even put the written instruction in there because t-shirt construction is pretty straightforward. You're going to sew your shoulders, add your add your sleeve, sew your underarm seams, add your collar and hem. So there's not really much to that. But for some of the other items, if there's directions, I will be including written directions with it as well.
Oh, and I just realized, I'm sorry, that comment was over your face the whole time.
Oh,
I
that's okay.
apologize. So, so just to break it down, to give context to what the value of each of the things are that come with the bundle or the a la carte option. Um, the the template by itself, which is it has all of the sizes that you would need, and it's already pulled into Photoshop. You would have to pull your images into this file and clip it down to any specific size, and then you would have to rearrange that, export it or save it as a PNG, rearrange that so that you can fit it on a 36-inch or a 44-inch artboard, whatever you're going to print, large format or otherwise. And then you would have to do that for every size that you intended to do. You would also have to do that every project that you intended to do. So once you change projects, you would also have to change the artwork for each size. All right, so that's $75. That's the blank. If you get the bundle, it comes with the bundle. So when you get all three things, the class plus the Automizer, you get the template as well, and that is what's $225. So if you need the sewing instruction and you're going to do the sewing instruction plus the template, That's $150 right there. If you add the Automizer, then you're basically getting one of these free. You're getting one of the $75 products free. So it would be best beneficial, especially if you're into cut and sew. The Automizer is going to definitely, hands down, help you with productivity. That's the main thing. If you are learning and you don't want to spend a lot of time, you know, finagling with how to do this and make clipping pads in Photoshop, the Automizer will also help you. If you like really need to understand the construction, I would not get the instructions if you don't know how to sew, because you might be able to print these off, but what you're really going to learn in the lesson is what fabrics are appropriate, what's a grain line, everything from the ground up that you need to know as a beginner sewing. You're going to learn that in the lesson. So just to recap and wrap all of that up, there is a bundle where you get all three things, and then you can purchase a la carte. So what Coach Q was saying is, hey, if you're already, intermediate in sewing, you know how to construct this T-shirt with your eyes closed, then just purchase the Automizer. And the reason why I think she wouldn't tell you to get the template just by itself is because if you are already an intermediate sewer and in Photoshop, you already, like, you want to get things done. You don't want to be fooling with the same processes over and over and over again and reworking the same work. So the Automizer allows you to not have to worry about that, and to be on your best productive side. And I got a question. It says, "Can you create an Automizer for long sleeve t-shirts?" Now, can they use the sweatshirt for a long sleeve shirt, or is that maybe they would have to go down in size, or is that something that would have to be a separate file?
I would say you would want to use the long sleeve shirt that we have, just because um, a sweatshirt file, a sweatshirt is generally, the pattern is created to be put over something else, so that's going to
Mm-hmm.
be a larger fit to it versus a long sleeve t-shirt. So I can't even say how many sizes you would have to go down. You might have to go down 2 sizes
Mm-hmm.
to make a sweatshirt fit like a regular shirt. So we do have plans to release a long sleeve t-shirt. I don't know when it will be released, because we are about to get out of the cold weather. So
Yeah.
the demand for a long sleeve t-shirt is going to be less than some of the other things that we have on the horizon.
And don't you have a poll on the Sew Pro Academy where people can vote on what they want to see next? Do
Um,
you have
I,
one? If not, that would be a good thing to start, because maybe we can go by votes, and votes can kind of give us an idea of what patterns might be needed. And not saying that we're only going to do what's on that poll, but that might be a way to gauge what projects to play with and get going.
yeah, we can definitely put that out there and get suggestions and recommendations. It'll be a little bit of both, like some of what you guys are putting out there, and still things for beginners, because I want to keep both sides fed. I want the
Hmm.
intermediate and the advanced people to have the templates for the bigger things that they want to do, but at the same time, I don't want the beginners to get lost in the sauce and not have things
Hmm.
that they can, not that they couldn't work on those larger projects, but sometimes when you find success in doing something smaller, it drives you and it gets you excited to attempt
Right.
those larger things. So there'll be a little bit of both. There'll be smaller projects like these pillows, and there'll be larger garment type things that are put out, so that each side of the house gets a little something.
Right. And here's an example of some of the beginner friendly projects. The arm sleeve there, so that's like a compression sleeve. Then the pillow, and I just love this graphic you put together for the pillow too. And then if you don't remember, she did offer, it was free for some point in time, but yesterday's price is not today's price. So whenever Coach Q does a free class, Y'all better make sure y'all hop on it. Okay. And sign up for the newsletter, because the newsletter that she sends out will sometimes even give you a coupon code to take a class for free that is no longer free. But you have to be on the newsletter in order to receive those emails. Yep. So that's it. Oh, look, we have some testimonials here. Folks did their stockings. Oh, look, beautiful. All right, so we definitely have some projects in store. That whole travel set, I just know right now. Um, yeah, that travel sale is going to be it. And maybe eventually, Coach Q, she said not right now, but let's keep our fingers crossed that the more content that's there, then there will be a membership option. And once you have a membership option, maybe members can get certain discounts on products that non-members cannot. So let's keep supporting so that we show her that we have that confidence and that we want to be members. So the lessons had them gems in them. Yes, that was Corey's talking about the lessons that you do, the sew alongs.
I try to
Yes.
give, definitely. I try to give you. Sometimes I feel like I'm giving you too much, but I rather you have all the information, and that it makes
Mm-hmm.
you feel more comfortable. When you're knowledgeable in an area, you feel more comfortable trying to complete it. So
Absolutely.
my sew alongs definitely aren't like. That's why I don't really like doing lives,
Mm-hmm.
because I kind of feel like you don't have everything prepared, and it takes me a lot longer. Shannon will tell you it takes me a lot longer to upload my videos because I do a lot of editing. If I forget to do something, then I'm going back and I'm trying to edit and add in different things. So
Exactly.
I
I'm trying to get like you, my girl. I'm trying to, but y'all just get these long videos for right now. Just this is what it is. I'm trying to get like you, but though your videos are very thorough, very well put together, very well thought out. So I think any beginner in sewing, especially in sublimation and sewing as well, is going to really appreciate what you have to say.
and I'm, feedback is always welcome. If there's something that I forget, of course, because I'm not perfect, if I forget something, or there's something that you're just not getting, you can always, there's a way for in the lessons for you to leave comments, or even in a group, you can post what you're having difficulty with, and we will address it.
There it is. Ooh, there it is. So I'm getting goofy because I'm getting tired and hungry. And I'm surprised. Is Kalia already laying down?
I think her dad has her.
Oh, that's so
So,
sweet. So I was gonna say, I'm surprised we didn't get our little pop up. We got a chance to hang out tonight. Look, look,
well,
you looking back.
I locked the door and blocked it with fabric so that she couldn't get in.
Don't do my baby like that. Sherry says, where do we sign up for the newsletter? Um, that is, you know what? It might be, you did a sign up for the when it was a free class, right?
Yeah, you had to register for it.
Okay, so let me see. Is there any way to? So I think that's going to be whenever they're individual classes. Because these are my classes. I was trying to see if there's a way to go into the products, show people from this one.
I don't know if it'll let you just sign up. I think you have to like register for the class, and then it
Mm-hmm.
asks you whether you want to sign up for the newsletter.
So that means you got to be peeping out the So Pro Academy Facebook group, because every time, because you're announcing every time when you are doing a free class for a limited time, she'll announce it in the So Pro Academy group, and then when it's snatched up, it's gone.
Right, because the pillow course was free for 24 hours. So I posted it in the SoPro Academy group and the Innate Academy group.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. So
And
There you go.
as soon as I get off of here, I got to finish uploading my videos because I'm behind schedule.
So we're definitely gonna let you get to that tonight because everyone's really eager, and I know that it takes a lot. I've seen what you've put into this. I know that everything that you're providing right now is high value. And here, I'm gonna take this layout off because I really want to press upon you all that the things that we are really working on and we're putting in the back end work, y'all probably, maybe you do appreciate it, maybe you do see it, but if you don't, we're just letting you know that we are doing a lot of groundwork to build and to provide for our creative community. So please understand it does take time. It does take a lot of resources and energy to run this engine. But we are definitely here to be on the cutting edge, to bring you innovative concepts, to put you ahead of the game so that you can hit the ground running with anything that we put out. That's our goal, is to get you to where you can hit the ground running so that we did the work on the back end so that you can reap the rewards on the front end. So please, 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 let people know if they ask you where you got something from, please provide them with this resource because that keeps us to where we don't have to get a job. Okay, let's just be real. We're just letting y'all know this is what we want to do for life. Okay. We're gonna be great, and we're gonna help you be great too. We just all gonna be great. Okay. So in order for us to do this 24/7, this is what we want to do because ain't no 9 to 5. Once you're an entrepreneur, it's 24/7, right? We want to be able to do this 24/7. So your support allows us to do that. So if we have affiliate links, please use your affiliate links. When we do a product, please, like I said, make sure that you're supporting and not sharing or illegally using files on someone else's accounts, because we can see all of that. And as much as it takes us away from the creative side to be able to have to administer disciplinary actions and kick people out of this and that, we don't want to do that. That's not our goal, but it will be done. It shall be done if necessary. Okay. So we'll make sure that we stay on the light of providing new stuff to y'all. If y'all make sure y'all stay on the light side of making sure we're done right. And I know that you all in the Innate Academy we do snitches get templates. So make sure y'all keep that same energy for SoPro Academy, okay? let us know if you see something funky going on. When it's not right. Just let us know, and just for you looking out for us, we will make sure that we look out for you, okay? Oh, Ken says to send this to Miss Q. Okay, $10 hollers. All right. Wait a minute. Ken, you over here blessing the channel. Thank you. Thanks,
you. Ken. I appreciate it because I don't get on YouTube.
Oh, that's another thing. Yeah, we're going to be building out the SoPro Academy YouTube too. So we're going to get y'all warmed up. And who wants to see a SoPro Academy YouTube? Let me know before I let y'all off. Let's get it. Okay, so we'll have that in the works too. It's all coming together. Thank you, Coach Q. We appreciate you, love.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and bid this farewell. They said they do. They want to see this YouTube. They gotta see you on YouTube, bitch. Let's get it. Oh, they rolling in now. Notifications on both groups. Amen. All right, so we appreciate y'all. We love you dearly, and until next time. Bye. I wish I had Leah to tell her to like and subscribe. Tell her I miss her. We'll have to get her recorded on the end of the next one.
Right. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Y'all have a great one.